Hey everyone, thanks for tuning back in to mattsteinway.com. Should you use an out of area agent? So sometimes owners call agents that might be not in the local area, a little bit further out, because they might like them better or they don't like the local agents or whatever it may be. So should you use one or not? It's a bit of a funny question, and I know I just asked the question, so it's a bit of a funny one because logic says a local agent would be better to use because they'll deal with more of the local traffic, which I completely understand. However, an out of area agent might have a farther reach. So there are certainly some brands, real estate brands, that have more of a regional approach. So they don't have offices in every suburb, they might look after a much wider space. This is the thing though, when you use an out of area agent, they don't know the values as well. So they don't know how much properties are worth as intimately as the local agent. That's not the reason to use them, but what I would look at is when you're interviewing the agents, if you are going to use an out of area agent, does the agent that you're thinking of have a fairly good understanding of the most recent comparables, what the properties were like, when they sold, who they sold to potentially? Won't always know that, but maybe you could ask that. Because you could have an agent that works out of the area but knows the area quite well. And I think it's more about the knowledge of the area than it is exactly about where your agent's office is located. So when you're interviewing agents, if there's a good local agent there that has a lot of track record, that knows the area, that is active, provides good service, they're probably the most logical person to use. But if the local agents are a bit like, how you going? And there's an agent that's out of the area that's a better brand, like the brand's better, you're more attracted to that, the agents provide better service, they're more focused, and they know the area, then that would be the logical person to use because they're probably going to do a better job. But if you're just using an agent that's out of the area that you know that's a friend, doesn't really have much else going on in the area, I probably wouldn't use them. And if you're using an agent that's out of the area because they've told you a higher price than everybody else, I'd just say they don't know the area and probably don't use them either. That would be my take on it. So it's a bit of a yes and no answer. You have to look carefully at the agent itself rather than exactly where the office is located, but they've got to be active in the area, they've got to know what's going on in the area, they've got to really understand values, they've got to be working with buyers at the moment in that area as well, and you've got to, and I think you've just got to feel confident and comfortable that when you place your home with them, you're not going to be like the odd one out with some obscure agent that only has one listing in the whole area, because they're really not going to provide the traffic and the flow and the energy that you need to get your home sold. That's what I would be looking at. Let me know if you've got any questions around this. I'm happy to answer them. Just put your comments in the section underneath. Question of the day today. Well, maybe we could just make that the question of the day. Do you think using a local agent is better than using an out-of-area agent, or are you thinking opposite? Love to hear about it. Or have you had an experience with either one of those as well? And your thoughts on that. Love to hear about it. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, helping make this real estate world a much better place. See you on the next video.